Hello, YouTube. I know you have been waiting with bated breath for me to return to the airwaves. Well, here I am. Well, what happened was, first I'll tell you, I think I mentioned before that I have psoriasis and it comes and it goes in different places. And I had, just from the stress and everything, for some reason it was around my mouth, and there's nothing you can do about around your mouth. I mean, your lips and stuff. There's nothing you can do about that. You can and I can protect the rest of my face and the rest of my body, but it's really nothing you can do with your lips. And they just got really, really chapped. My um it looked like I don't know, I looked like one of those tweakers, those people with the sores all over their mouth. Well, it really wasn't that bad, but I couldn't go out, and I couldn't, I was really self-conscious. I had to go out yesterday and get my cat some litter because, you know, and it's been raining and raining and raining. We have what we call a pineapple express, and that is warm air and moisture that comes up from Hawaii. That's why they call it that. I don't know if it's a El Nino, whatever the devil that is. Anyway, um, so I went out yesterday and all that stuff, and then I came home. I was soaked all the way through, and then I was, feeling pretty good because I hadn't been out the house since Saturday. And so I decided to, make a couple of videos. It was some of the best work I'd ever done, but um, I was really tired and I didn't look like I want to look. I didn't look fresh, and my makeup didn't look good, and I was tired. So when I went to post them this morning, that's what I always tell you about, put some time in between things. When I went to post them this morning, I looked at it and I'm just like, oh my gosh, no, 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 child, you look bad. So what I did was I erased all that work, hours and hours of work, and what I'm going to try to do now is recreate what I basically what I threw away. Um, I hope I do a good job on it. And like I said before, you guys have seen the sweater before. This is not fur. Today I finished the final editing I'm going to do on Autumn. As far as I'm concerned, yes, it was finished on February 18th, but I've been back kind of picking over it and kind of redoing it. And I told you guys when I accidentally erased all that work. Um, so what I've been doing is kind of going back and kind of repatching it up, and putting some things back in. I had over edited, and there were some things I had to put back in. For example, I hadn't really the last pages actually of the book are journal entries, because I thought that would be more interesting, just a narration of them getting ready. There is some stuff with them getting ready to go on their trip and all this stuff, but it was much more interesting, I thought, from her point of view, because that's what her journal is for. It's for all her things she wouldn't say to another person, and not to have all that thinking, and she thought and she contemplated and all this stuff, and all those flashbacks and stuff was starting to get really confusing. So the last part of the book basically is all journal entries from my character. Um, and I hadn't put my female character, and I hadn't put anything um, about my male character. I had forgotten to put something from his, reflections from his point of view, and so I had to go back and put that in. But I had put a little something, but I hadn't put a lot. And it's a really interesting scene after the ships, have docked. He they give a formal gala, invite all the right people, that kind of thing. They have that, and they do that. But then also, on this particular night that I'm writing about, he um, has their friends, their the people that they've met, their friends that they've met while they were there. The lot, their gang that they kind of hang around with, made up of other couples like them, wealthy white men, and their black mistresses. And oh God, yesterday I had done such a good job talking about these women, such a good job talking about the men. Oh, let me go back before I begin. And so it's the night of the big party, and that he's having for his friends aboard the flagship, that kind of thing. And it's a Chinese theme because, of course, there are a lot of Chinese people around the dock, and he's standing on the dock, watching. I mean, standing on deck of the ship, kind of watching the party, kind of looking up at the moon, and the moon reflected down the water, and all that kind of stuff. And he's contemplating, going home, because I think in a way he's kind of excited. He's excited to see certain people. He's not excited to see others. And I think that and he's standing there, and he gets a whiff of opium, and he goes, "Oh my gosh." He gets a whiff of it because he had once been addicted to that. But I don't want to go into a lot of that, because in that, then I have to put um, bring in some more of the characters that I'm trying not to say too much on here. So it ends up happening. He's standing there thinking about going home and that kind of thing. So I had to plug that in. Also, yesterday, while I was in the rain, well, what had happened was, I hope I remember everything I had, because it was really good work, but I just looked so bad. I just was tired, and my makeup looked didn't look fresh, and you know. Um, I had thought, when my female character meets her old lover from Georgia in New Orleans, I had thought, he would ask her to run away with him. He would ask her to run away with him. Why wouldn't he take the chance in asking her? She's at his great aunt's home, having tea, and high tea, and they go out for a walk in the maze, behind the house, and he kind of takes her out there, just to be alone with her for a while. And they, I'm not gonna tell you what, they don't sleep together. No, 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 no. But they do sort of share a little kiss. And she and I thought, at that time, at that moment, he would ask her to run away with him. I had thought that up. But then yesterday, as I was slopping around in all that rain, and like I said yesterday, it rains so much out here, makes people smart, because we don't have anything to do but read and research and study. So it's just raining all the time. And it really makes me rather contemplative. And as I was being drenched by the Pineapple Express, you have no idea how hard it can rain. I mean, you have no idea. People who live in hurricane areas, that's how hard it rains, just for no reason here. We don't get hurricanes, the water is too cold. Um, and anybody that's ever been in a typhoon, anything like that, that's how it rains here, just on Wednesday, Thursday, like that. My eyes are running again because I was trying a new technique and putting on mascara. My eyelashes look really good. They really look good. But my eyes are so sensitive. And I've been working all morning. What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about my main character in Autumn, her lover. I had thought to have him ask her to, run away with him, to come away with him. You have your children. She has the children with her. and that he would say, "Come on, we could be in, Paris in a couple of months, and whatever." But then yesterday, as I was coming back, I was thinking, no, he wouldn't. He has two new children. He has a daughter by his mistress, and he has a son, by his wife that died. And he has the plantation. He's a success at it. He has a new family. He's from under his father's shadow. Now he's proven himself that he can, run a plantation, and he wouldn't give all that up. And she, of course, she wasn't going to do it. She wasn't going to go with him, of course. But I had thought, I don't know, I had just thought of that, that he would at least would take the chance on asking her. And then it just came to me yesterday as I was, messing around and doing this and doing that, that no, he wouldn't. His new woman and the new life he's carved out for himself. He would want to um ask her to go away for fear she might say yes. But I didn't. I decided not to put that in, to leave that out. Also, like I said, I hadn't really put my male character's point of view about going back to England, because he is kind of um excited about it in a way. He is kind of um excited to see his homeland again. And it's a part earlier about something about when about the marshes around the castle where he lives, and the just being home. It's something about being home. So he hasn't been home in a very, very long time. I think 15 years. I can't remember my own writing, so that's a good sign. But I think about 15 years. And of course, he wants to be reunited with some people he doesn't. I'm trying to look um, on the sheet, because I actually played, because I've realized the system is you make the video and then go play it back and then write down exactly what I had said, instead of trying to keep some kind of outline before. Let's see. See, I wish I could wear my glasses. And I had actually the Pineapple Express, I talked about that. Uh oh, I had spoken on the interview I had gone on, I think, was it Thursday or Friday, for a security company. Unfortunately, you have to be able to drive. And it's a catch 22, because the VA will pay for me to learn to drive, to actually go to driving school. But it's a catch 22. You have to have the job first, wherein I couldn't get the job because I couldn't drive. So, whatever. And also, I had thought to, I was seriously thinking about coloring my hair, taking the gray out. I mean, it's not an awful lot, as you can see. I've never colored my hair since I, started getting really gray. I've never colored the gray up, because ageism is the last thing even though um, I look much younger, I can look up to 20 years younger than I actually am. And it's according to how I dress and, my makeup and stuff. And also, I got my master's in '09, because that's usually how they tell how old you are. They make you put down when you graduated high school. In my case, it was 1973. I don't put it down. I don't put it down, but they want to know the date that you graduate college and the date you graduated high school, and that's how they tell how old you are, because apparently you weren't zero, when if you graduated from high school in 1973. Um, so by me graduating, getting my master's in '09, they really can't tell. how old I am from that, and there are a lot of 25-year-olds with way more, gray hair than I have. But I was thinking maybe coloring it because I'm actually a brunette. You can't tell in this light. My hair looks black, but my hair is actually brown. I'm actually a brunette. So I talked about that. Oh, and I had also talked about backstory, that some of the scenes when you're writing, you don't have to put everything, and you have to leave something to the imagination of your readers. Like I was saying, romance readers are some of the smartest people, ever. you know we all have the impression of the little housewife, waiting till she, gets the kids off to school, and or the little lady on the bus on her way to, with the scrubs on her way to work, or her, little black pants, like I always say, and white shirt, going to PF Chang's or wherever, which I own none of it. Disclaimer, disclaimer. I was even afraid to sing happy birthday to my son the other day because I thought maybe some clown may have copyrighted that, for heaven's sakes. But um, and you think of those kind of women as the kind of women who read romance novels, but even so, they are very bright, and if you make mistakes, they will catch it. And a lot of times, even as far as historical um, references, and that's another reason, like I've said 100 times before, that I left the dates rather ambiguous, because I didn't want to be, say for instance, having a certain kind of rifle, or have a certain kind of this, or have a certain kind of that maybe didn't exist during this time, or something like that. Because when you see, because I know when I'm reading and I see something that's out of place like that, I'm like, geez, that wasn't, they didn't have that there then, they didn't do that then. So um a lot of the things, I have a lot of scenes that just stay in my mind, that are part of the story, but are part of the backstory, that just, I didn't put out. One of the scenes that I really liked, that I kept in my brain, was when my character first gets to Missouri. She my male character is out on the back porch, like shaving, because it's early October when she gets there, and he's shaving. And she comes out, and goes to throw something out the back door or something, or water or something. And he's shaving with, with no shirt on, and she kind of walks out, and she's like, "Oh my goodness," he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm have a lot of bad habits because I live alone." And she says, "Oh well, and he says, well, it certainly is a, terrible sight for you first thing in the morning." And she says, "No, I've certainly seen worse first thing in the morning." And this is kind of like a sweet little, kind of like a flirtatious thing. And like I was saying yesterday, the ones I had to erase, um, your book would be 5,000 pages long if you put every single scene and put everything that you thought about into the novel. And also, your reader has to, you have to engage them. They have to look up, they have to imagine some scenes and put things in, and kind of um, leave something to the imagination, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So what I'm going to try to do, and actually this is going to be one of the last, this maybe this the first couple of videos, I usually make about 4 or 5, will be some of the last ones that have to do with autumn, because I really do have to move along and start on the other book, um, because I will be picking at this forever. But I had to go back and edit it and go down one more time. The next time it's edited, the editor is going to do it. Or I might go through it one more time when I'm about to get published. Because it takes about a year between the time that the publisher decides they're going to publish it and you actually publish and the book is on the shelf. So I'm going to stop for now. I'm going to check this out, see how it looks, check my makeup and stuff, and then do another one. Talk to you later.